Blessings. So there's this belief in us that we believe that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy enough. And this is coming from the time we were in the womb of our mother. And this is coming energetically from our ancestors. So it's not our mom's fault, it's actually coming from generations. And then if we look at the bigger picture, it's coming from society. How many of us believe that we're not worthy enough? How many of us really deep down in our core really believe that we are broken? So this broken belief that we have within us is coming from society, is coming from our ancestors, is coming from what others make us believe that we are. So if you come from a broken family, you're broken. So if you have a quote an addiction, you're broken. If you have anxiety or you have some kind of problem health-wise, you are broken. So we are believed that we are broken just because we are not quote living the perfect life like others are living. So what I want to get to is that there's this belief in us that we're not good enough. But that's not the truth. That's not the reality of who we are, because we are whole and perfect. There's a root cause of our anxiety. There's a root cause of our quote addiction, because in reality we're not addicts. We don't have anxiety. We are perfect beings. We are made in the likeness of the divine. So we are perfectly divinely made, which means that when there is an imbalance in our physical body, in our energetic bodies, then it comes into our lives as experiences that are trying to allow us to see the reality of who we are. So the experiences that we experience, that we attract, because we know the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that everything that we think about, everything that we vibrate, we are attracting. So when we attract these experiences in our lives because we're thinking out of balance, because we're thinking we're not worthy, because we're thinking that we're not worthy of a good relationship, we're not worthy of a good job, we're not worthy of having children, or we're not worthy of this, we're not worthy of that, whatever it is that you're telling yourself, I want you to just stop, because this is not the reality of who you are. The reality of who you are is that you are a being of the likeness of God, that God made you so perfect, that God made you so unbelievably beautiful, that you have your unique qualities, and those unique qualities are divine qualities of God. So you are perfect. But there's a root cause of whatever you're going through. There's a rootness to that. So instead of calling yourself an addict, or calling yourself unworthy, or feeling like, okay, why am I attracting the same relationships? Why do I keep going through the same dramas? Why do I keep going through the same experiences? I want you to look at the root of it and say, okay, where is this coming from? Where is this truly coming from? And then once you get to the root of that, then you can really release it. I don't want you to start feeling like all over again like the little child did. I want you to see yourself as a grown person and see the little child and just let it go, release it. It's not you, it's not serving you any longer, it's not serving you for carrying it with you. It's time for you to release it and let it go, and then truly embody that presence of who you are, which is divine. In the Spiritual Healer course, one of my focus, when I channeled the training, one of my focus was specifically about healing ourselves, truly healing. So the first 3 months, it's nothing about just deep down core shadow work. It is about healing ourselves from the inside out, loving ourselves, and knowing how to reprogram our subconscious mind so we don't keep attracting the same experiences, so we don't keep going through the same cycles, so we can change our perception and remember our identity, to know who we are as divine beings of love and light, and divine beings of God, that God created us in His likeness. So we are the divine incarnations of God on earth. And this is the truth, this is a reality. This is the reality of who we are. So we need to embody it and remember. And so once we have gotten into the 3 months of actually healing ourselves, because the inner work is not just going to happen in 3 months, it's going to happen through a lifetime. I'm still exploring things in my life. I'm still looking and peeling the onions, and the onion has a lot of layers. I keep peeling them, and each time I come back to me, I come back to the reality of what God made me in its likeness. So that's what I want for you. I used to seek healers, I used to seek shamans to help me and heal me or cleanse me, but what I know now is that there's no one that can save you but yourself. Not Jesus, no one can save you but yourself. You have to find your own self. So I want you to get to the root of it. Get to the root of your problem, of your issue. Because the thing is that if you call yourself, let's say you call yourself an alcoholic, right? Quote, quote, because in reality, there's no addiction, right? It's just the root of it. So the alcohol is not the problem. The problem is actually the root of it. So you called yourself that, right? You remove alcohol from your life, but then what happens, you get a new addiction. You start smoking weed every day. So now you have this new addiction, and you thought that alcohol was the actual problem, because alcohol is actually not good nor bad. It's actually neutral. So you're bringing into your life an experience that now you're smoking weed every day because you haven't gotten to the root cause of your issue. And let's say you realize, oh my God, I have a problem. I need to stop smoking pot. So then you remove weed from your life. So now you removed alcohol, you removed weed, but now you have a new addiction, which is something else, like let's say shopping. Now you're shopping a lot, or gossiping. I mean, addiction can be a lot of things. The thing is that we're not getting to the root of it. We're actually self-medicating ourselves, and we're not really becoming who we are meant to be, because we are self-medicating ourselves, looking outside ourselves to fulfill something that needs to be healed from within. So when we get to the root of it, when we look within, when we sit down and we meditate and we ask ourselves those questions and we allow ourselves to feel and to heal from within, then we allow ourselves to really transform and live a life of joy, happiness, prosperity, abundance, whatever it is that you want to attract in your life. You become it. You start attracting. You start allowing the laws, the cosmic laws of the universe to work for you, as you, and into your life. So this is why it's so important that we don't label ourselves. And words are very powerful. So be very conscious how you speak about yourself, or the things that you say about yourself. And look at the world differently. Look at your belief system, your perceptions, how you're looking at the world, how you're talking to yourself or talking about others, and what you're saying, because of what you put into the world. The word that you speak, it's what's going to transform and what's going to be your reality, because each one of us have a different reality. And get to the root of your issue, because that is where you will embody true transformation. It's when you get to the root of it, because then you realize that you are a divine being, and that little self, or whatever you were believing that you were from the time that you were in your room, the unworthiness, once you clear that and you get to the root cause of it, you're not just liberating yourself, but you're liberating your ancestors from carrying that same energetic that they're still carrying through you and through the children that come next after you, from the generations to generations. We're clearing all that. That is ancestral healing. That is shadow work. That is embodying true transformation. And all of this is what we're going to be working on at the Spiritual Healer course. So if you're interested, send me a message. It will schedule a consultation. And again, get to the root of your issue. Remember that the substance, the emotional, your anxiety, whatever it is that you're carrying, it's not it. That is not the problem. The problem is the root of it, of what needs to be healed. And that is probably that child who felt abandoned. It's probably something that needs within you that needs to heal itself. I love you. I am Reverend M. Shakti, and I am here to support you. Blessings.